this might be a bit rough. I should have known, I should have seen. That look in your eyes is not letting me in. I can't believe this body's fine. I'm outside. It doesn't make any sense. This was not how I saw the end. But I keep on breathing. Heart is beating. I'm waiting for the eclipse and the consequences of it. Why do we keep falling down when it's always the affected ground? We got time to make this right, but it's hard to keep falling down. Do you remember our first touch? When I look at you now, an adrenaline rush. We're always looking for something more. We're closer to the edge than ever before. I can't believe this body's fine.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live. Welcome to the Cruise Show Live. Welcome to I just got back from the Carnival Celebration naming ceremony. Hit me with your questions. Also, the Cruise News Time got your questions live. All of those shows wrapped into one. A big welcome to everybody. If you're here with us right at the beginning of the show your support by hitting the like button. Let's let YouTube know that there's a Cruise Live show going on right now. Let me tell you how the show works. It's primarily a question and answer show. I don't have any prepared material. I can tell you about what's going on in my life, but I really want to do my best to be helpful. If you have a question, just type the word question in front of your question, like in capital letters, so it's easily readable when I'm looking at the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. I certainly won't get to everybody's question, but I will do my best. And well, that's kind of the ground rules. It's just me tonight. The lovely Jenny B is here. We've got an interesting time going on at our house. We've got some of our kids here. We've got some friends over. So Jenny's taking care of all of that. Plus, she's trying to get some work done on the travel side. So it's just this. And I hope everybody's had a chance to check out the video, the 30-minute kind of vlog from the Carnival Celebration. If you have any questions about that, I will be happy to give it to you. Again, I'll be bouncing into the chat, so the time to ask your question if you want to get it answered is kind of when this is the angle, because this means I'm looking at the chat. But yeah, that's it. All right, how's everybody doing? Hit the like. What do we got? We got 270 right now, 600 people here. I think we can get to 300 likes in the next 15 minutes. You can do it. You can do it. All right, got a poll running up there. I know not everybody is, we're not Carnival centric, but we do talk a lot of Carnival. We talk a lot of different cruise lines, so I'm just interested to see how many people in the chat tonight are planning on cruising on the Carnival Celebration. Make sure you let your voice and vote be known. How about that? Question from Bill Seller. Who do you recommend for travel insurance? I would do a comparison. So, Bill, you got to know what you're looking for in travel insurance. InsureMyTrip.com is a good resource to give you multiple vendors for cruise insurance. I would go there and do a price comparison. We've only ever used Allianz, and we've never filed a claim, so I can't really speak to how good or bad they are from a claim perspective, but they do have the things that I'm looking for, like medical evacuation, extra medical coverage, those kind of things, but insurance is going to be a little different for everybody else, and so that's one you're going to have to do some legwork on. I would go to InsureMyTrip.com. I would look at places like, I think Nationwide's a big provider, Allianz, and see what would fit you, but we have an annual plan through Allianz. Alliance. That's what I used to say forever, but then I was informed it's Alliance. Maybe they're French. I don't know. Oui, Alliance. Question from Tess Almond. Other than next week, do you have any plans to return to Celebration? Yeah, our group cruise next year for Hawaii. Our group cruise next year for Halloween is on the Carnival Celebration. I'm not sure even where it's going. I'm thinking that's a Caribbean cruise, but yeah, Halloween 2023, we have a group cruise on the Celebration. If you'd like to cruise with La Lita Loca, we don't have any group cruises scheduled past 2023, so there's a few opportunities left, but definitely Halloween next year. And Tess was on the last Halloween, so she could either endorse the Halloween cruise or poo-poo all over it. But yeah, go to lalitaloca.com/group cruise if you'd like to cruise with the locafam. And you could do it on the Celebration. You could also do it on the Prima, and you could do it on the Norwegian Breakaway. I believe those are the 3 that we have left. Cassandra, question: How was it meeting John Hield? I'm so jealous. I want to meet. Look. So there were celebrities on the cruise ship that I like, and there were Carnival celebrities. There were celebrities. So in the 90s, I used to watch Emeril Lagasse every night on the Food Network. And I don't know if you guys spotted Emeril, but on my video of like Christine Duffy speaking and the singing and stuff like that, Emeril's in that shot. So he's like forward to the right. You see kind of a balding guy in a white coat. That's Emeril. And so I didn't get to meet Emeril. That's as close as I got to Emeril. I saw him in other places. But the big get that I wanted when I went on, one of the big things I wanted to do when I went on that trip is I wanted to meet Sharon from Sharon at Sea. Sharon and Jamie, we have been virtual friends for a long time. We had planned a group cruise together back during the pandemic. And so that we're kind of kindred spirits. And I'd met Jamie a few times, maybe 3 times. And so I really wanted to meet Sharon from Sharon at Sea. I really want Jenny to meet Sharon from Sharon at Sea. That's one of the reasons why we booked the Celebration. We're getting on the Celebration on Sunday. Sharon and Jamie, they have a group cruise this week, and then they're cruising just relaxing next week. So we're jumping on there relaxing so that Jenny and Sharon can meet each other. So my 2 big gets was to meet Sharon from Sharon at Sea and to meet John. I have a lot of respect for John. It's not easy to be the face of something, and people love on you, but they also hate on you at the same time. And I have that in the same way, but definitely not at the same level as John Hield. And so I just want to shake the guy's hand, tell him I appreciated the work that he did, and it was really cool to meet John, and really nice guy. I don't know that he knew who I was when the channel name was mentioned, La Lita Loca. It seemed like he knew what that was. I don't know that he knew that I was that. And he did mention, it'd be cool to do something together. I don't even know what that is, but that was kind of cool. So it was really nice to meet him. Question: Which ship is in the opening scene where you and Jenny are on the glass walkway? That is the MSC Seaside, and that's a great ship. That's called the Bridge of Sighs. I had to go up another deck and strap the GoPro up to a higher railing to get that shot, but I really do like that shot. So that's thank you for asking about that. Kirk Simpson, what's my favorite bands? My favorite band of all time is Kiss. I've been a member of the Kiss Army since like 1974, 75, 76 really, when I was 5 years old. Kiss Army. And then I tell you what I've been listening to a lot on the road trip. For some reason, I've been living in the Iron Maiden Essentials playlist. Been listening to that, but I like all kinds of music, but that's what I've been listening to a lot lately. And then almost every week I'm listening to the Men at Work playlist, so there's some diversity there. Mary L. Harwood, question: When I press the like button on older videos like 6 months or more, do you still get credit? Yeah, so any engagement is good from a YouTube perspective. YouTube is, so basically, think about this. YouTube wants to serve people that are looking to watch videos. They want to give them videos that they think that people will find entertaining. And one of the signals that they use to determine whether or not a video is entertaining is engagement. And so that's why YouTubers are asking you to hit the like button or to subscribe or to leave a comment, because those are positive signals to YouTube that people are enjoying the videos. And, it's all done, behind the scenes, but they've programmed the algorithms really well to mimic human satisfaction. And so from a data perspective, we're looking at how long do people watch the videos? Do they press the like button? Are they subscribing to the channel? YouTube's looking at all of those things to determine what video to show somebody next. So again, I don't want it ever to be a hassle for anybody, but all of those things do help us. And if you feel so inclined, please do all those things. And if you don't, that's okay also, because the way the universe is, it all works out the way it's supposed to work out. But I try to be the best YouTuber that I can, in addition to the best entertainer that I can, in addition to the best educator editor that I can. I just try to do the best I can. That's the way I'm driven, and so I do try to do all those YouTubey things well with the call to action. So hope that answers your question. It's a great question. Jennifer Cohen, thank you so much for the super chat question. What camera did you use for the vlog? So I'm shooting on a Sony, so the live stream right now is on a Sony A7C. A few months ago, I picked up a Sony A7S III. And I just got a new lens for that before I went on this trip. It's a Tamron 17-28. I believe the f-stop is 2.8 on that. When you see me leaving the house, I'm shooting on that Sony camera. All of those shots in the car, all those shots driving are shot with my iPhone. And then on the ship, it's a mix of the iPhone and that Sony camera. But I really enjoyed shooting with that Sony camera. That's the first time I tried to vlog with it. I carried it I carried it on this Joby Gorilla Pod, and it really became too heavy. So I have a strap for it, so I have to figure out how to strap it up. And I don't think I'll use it on the tripod. I think I'll just hand hold it like that to vlog. I've already talked my throat dry. Jennifer, thank you for the super chat. Brian Yan, thank you for the super sticker. It's a fox that says bravo. How about that? Question from Dennis DeSaru. Do you like smaller ships or larger ships? I like the larger ships because I believe they're going to offer me more from an entertainment perspective. I don't like crowds, so it's a trade-off. I have to figure out how to navigate a bunch of people, but I do think you get more stuff. So I like the more stuff aspect of a bigger ship. But recently I was on the Carnival Liberty, which is kind of a smaller to mid-sized ship, and that was fantastic also. It just didn't have the same entertainment options as a bigger ship. Yeah, so I mean, I like all kinds of music, but lately, you know, like I was listening to the Essential Power ballads, but I also love, like, you know, a couple weeks ago I was heavily into James Taylor, Jim Croce, Bob Dylan, that kind of stuff. So it's all over the place. Let's see. I'm on the bottom. Question from Terry Gallant. Is the NCL return to old school muster in North America or just elsewhere? I don't know. That's why I was asking the question. We saw it happen to Emma Cruises, and I think that's over in Europe. And that's why I put the question in the comments to see if anybody was saying that it was happening in the U.S. I haven't seen anybody say, yeah, I was on a U.S. cruise and it's happened. So maybe it's just over there. I know that Disney for sure is doing that on their cruises in the U.S., but hopefully NCL does not do that. Question, how do I watch the vlog? It's just on the YouTube channel. Just go to La Lita Loca's YouTube channel, like push on our picture, and it should be the latest uploaded video. Robert Urban, Tony, do you and Jenny get bothered when people ask for a picture? No, I'm very happy to take pictures. I took a bunch of pictures on the celebration. Like I said, we're voice activated. So if you come up, please introduce yourself. If you see us on a ship, please introduce yourself. I'm happy to take a picture. I've said it before though, I'm not really good after 2 or 3 minutes. I'm very much introverted. I don't do well for long interactions, and so please come up, take a picture, and you know, hang out a little bit, but you'll see me start to like space out a little bit after 3 or 4 minutes because I'm just not really great on that long interaction with people that I don't know. But I love to take pictures and meet people, so it's that kind of thing. Question from Fire Medic 371. Do we have any pets? We don't. We used to have a beautiful little dog, a tiny toy poodle named Lady. We had her for 10 or 11 years, and she got cancer, and we had to put her to sleep. But when we started traveling, we kind of had that discussion whether or not we'd want a pet again. And the fact is we travel so much, and I don't think it would be fair to the little puppy. And so we don't have one. And then I also have another weird thing when it comes to animals. Like, it hurt a lot. It hurt a lot when the dog passed away. And so I'm really hesitant to get another pet until I think the pet's going to outlive me, because I don't know that I want to go through that pain again. Like, I don't know that I want to actively bring something into my life that there's a good chance that it will leave my life before I do. So I know that's a weird thing, but I love people that love pets. I got nothing against pet ownership, but that's my personal take on it. Fire Medic, thank you for the super chat, and answer your question. So question from C. Smith, is there any umbrella coverage for insurance a year at a time, or does traveler need to purchase policy? They have annual plans. That's what we have. We used to purchase it for every cruise, and then I think at the beginning of this year, I'm not sure when it expires, I need to look, but yeah, I got an annual plan from Allianz. Let's see. John E.B. with a question. How do you keep a good, even view on things, even in the sarcasm? There's a good bit of wisdom in how you speak into things. I don't know, John. I mean, I've been around the planet for a while, and I was having this conversation with my daughter today that being positive or being negative is actually a choice. We have the ability to somewhat frame our own reality by how we choose to react to things. And so I always try to put things through a positive lens, and I try to react through that. I try to make that choice to be positive. Life is hard. There's some challenging times. Everything's not puppy dogs and rainbows. But again, the way that we react is our choice. And so we can somewhat frame our own reality, and I always try to frame it from a positive side. It takes work and it takes discipline, and there's some days that are better than others, but that's kind of just a core philosophy for me. Things aren't... what's weird is when you think about how dramatic life felt when you were a teenager, like it's the end of the world. I didn't get my homework done for English the next day. Oh, the world's coming to an end. It never did. And so the thing is, I feel like a lot of life is like that we sometimes assign a greater level of seriousness to things that don't necessarily deserve it. And so being very selective how we assign our stress, as it were, being selective in that way will go a long ways to make us be happy, positive people. So that's a little deeper than what I thought we would get to, but that's a great question, and that's kind of my philosophy about it. Cruising for Food, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for being you, Tony, and hi to Backstage Jenny. Can't wait to meet you in January. Yeah, Wanda, thanks for that. So Wanda posted, I don't know if it was on your Cruising for Food page or your personal page, like, don't forget to thaw out your turkey. And that was exactly the prompt I needed, because I'm like, I know we have a frozen turkey. I don't know if that was funny to anybody else, but the fact that I pulled a turkey up off the floor was hilarious to me. I was having such a huge laugh when we had the little segment of how much does your turkey weigh? And it's fascinating. Like, if you read the comments for the video today, there's a lot of different turkey prices. There's the like thawed, what was it called? Like, I only think of turkeys in the terms of frozen turkey, but I guess there's a not frozen turkey that you can get. Like, people must just be getting turkeys ready, and then there's organic turkeys, and it's very interesting. So thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks so much for the super chat, Wanda, and thank you so much for the prompt today. How about that? Let's see. Question, what was the food situation at the naming ceremony? Did you get to try any of the restaurants? Wesley, so the only thing that was open to us was the main dining room, and I showed my food in there, so there was a selection on the menu. And the entree that I had was something from Emerald's Bistro. It was a barbecue shrimp. It was pretty good. The shrimp cocktail, like, the presentation seemed to be up a little bit from what's normal there. So I'm looking forward to getting back there this week and seeing what it's about. Dennis with a question, how do people get invited to the ship naming ceremony? It usually happens in one of two ways. Well, three ways. There were a lot of people there that work for Carnival in Miami. There were people there that represented travel agents, right? Travel agencies, that kind of thing. And then there was a contingency of press. And so we straddle an interesting line here. We have a travel business and we have a media business, and we get a lot of invites from a travel perspective because personally, I've just never done the work to get integrated into these press scenarios. Like, you got to make a press kit. You actually need to actively reach out. And there's times where I would love to be able to reach out to the press organization of a cruise line and say, can I get a statement on this? I haven't done that work yet because I'm constantly just working and I haven't been able to do that. So that's what I really want to work on in 2023 is building out those press relationships. So the way that I got to the naming ceremony is we reached out to the travel side. We have a great guy, Seth, who is our business development manager. We reached out to him and he got us all hooked up. But then when I got there, they gave me a ticket to go to the media dinner. So I was wearing a guest badge from the travel side. I was carrying this media credential for dinner. It was wild, but I, like I said, we're straddling the fence. So if you're somebody that works in media or blogger, vlogger, stuff like that, try to start cultivating those press relationships. I haven't done a great job of that, and that's what I got to try to work on going forward. Let's see. The Naughty Cruiser, thank you so much for the super chat. If my turkey is still frozen, I'm showing up at your house. Yeah, I don't even like turkey, but this is a big old turkey. Jenny's got 22 pounds. We're going to go to Jenny's mom's for dinner, so I think this turkey might just be for us to nosh on. I don't know how many, like, again, 2 of our kids and my son-in-law Jacob's here, so I don't know how many people are going to be here, but yeah, you better thaw your turkey out, Mike. You better thaw it out. Yeah, fresh is the word I was looking for. There we go. The Traveling Irishman, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi there, Tony. Love the show. Love to meet up. Yeah, if you ever see me on a ship, again, come find me. Say hello. I've met so many people. Question, did you get that sparkling water from the MDR? Not this sparkling water test. What was wild, and Jenny pointed it out, is, of course, Pellegrino is pretty popular on other cruise lines. But Carnival usually has this brand that I've never really heard of called San Bernardetto. And they have it in cans. And then if you go to the sushi place, or at least on the Horizon that we were on, the sushi place had a big old bottle, glass bottle. It was really good. But I was surprised to see the Perrier. I was so excited. I was so excited. Okay, so 931 people, 591 thumbs up. I think we could get to 900. If you're here in the house, please do me a favor and hit the like button. If you're on your mobile device, you can just close out the chat. You can see the like button there. You can hit that, and then you can just open the chat back up. But yeah, smash it. Smash the like button, as it were. Smash the like button. Shout out to the Blue Crew. I know my daughter Danielle is in here, and then of course the rest of the Blue Crew. I see Matt and Slinky, Scott McNeil. I think Chuck is in here. I don't know. Try a poll on cooking turkey, deep fried or smoked. So I do like it deep fried better. Let's see if I do. Can I do another poll? I might have to close the current poll. Hold on. All right, so I think the majority of people, again, we're a pretty diverse crowd. We're not essentially Carnival only, so about 40 to 60%, that makes sense. I'm going to end that poll, and I will take that suggestion, and let's see, start a poll. How do you like your turkey? Let's see, we will do fried, which is delicious, or baked. I guess that's essentially what's happening in the oven. All right. And I'm going to add an option. I don't like turkey. I don't like turkey, y'all. Let's see. All right. There we go. There's a little poll to play around with. Wow, the Super Chats came popping in. Let me make sure I don't miss any of those. Traveling Irishman, I got you. Oh, nope. That's a new one. I'll get to their Traveling Irishman. There we go. Team Barton, Sean, and Sonia in the house. Thanks again for, I saw your thing saying go see Wakanda Forever. So good. Team Barton in the building. Thank you for positivity and great energy. Question, what upcoming ships in 2023 are you looking forward to? So I'm going back to school in January, so I've been really slow to book 2023 cruises. We have 3 group cruises. We have the Prima, we have the Breakaway, and we have the Celebration. Of course, I'm looking forward to all of those. I don't have any other cruises booked. I'm currently working on an opportunity that I can't talk about yet that will be the most exciting thing other than the group cruises. I hope to be able to tell you guys about that soon, but I don't have anything on the docket. So I need to look and see. I'd like to try another Virgin ship. I'd like to go on Resilient Lady if she's around. I don't even know. I don't even know what's out. Maybe Icon next year. Yeah, the slate is open. The thing that I decided to do is I've been going on a lot of cruises just willy-nilly. That's what I did this year just to get back to cruising since we were shut down so much. And I really want to be more intentional. Like, I really want the cruises to mean a lot. And so I guess wait and see. But I don't know. I'm sure there'll be cool opportunities to come up and do stuff. And then there'll be times where Jenny and I just want to get away and maybe just jump on something in Tampa. But yeah, I don't know yet. Team Barton, so glad to have you guys here. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shane Kelly, what can I look forward to you hosting on the January group cruise? Can't wait to meet you both. Shane, I don't know. So the interesting thing when that group cruise came about for the vloggers, it was initiated by Lisa from EECC Travels. She reached out to Jenny, and then Jenny reached out to Sharon, and Josh got pulled in. So it became the 4 core, Jenny, EECC, Sharon, and Josh. And I told Jenny, I said, look, it's completely up to you. If you want to do it, do it. And for this one, I'm gonna, because I can be a little. I'm used to leading, right? I'm used to making decisions, and I'm used to persuading people. And I didn't want to be in that situation for that cruise. And so I said, Jenny, you tell me what to do. So I'm still in that mode. Whatever she tells me to do for that cruise, that's what I'll be doing. But I've had very little from a prescriptive, leading that kind of effort. That's all about Jenny and the crew there. So I'm just waiting for them to tell me what to do. I know that we got a bunch of rooms. I expect there to be some question and answer, obviously some meet and greet. But for me, like the way it is on all these group cruises, I'm just there to be there and to love on people and to try to give them everything that they need. I always feel this huge responsibility that if people come to see me, how can I make them happy? And sometimes it's hard. Like sometimes people leave with they don't love love the interaction. So I hope that answers the question. Thank you so much for the super chat. Frankie Floyd, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your shows. I appreciate it, Frankie. I feel very lucky that I get to make these shows and that anybody watches them. So thank you guys so much. This is a life I could not have predicted, and I love it. Thank you so much. Traveling Irishman, thank you so much for another super chat. 2 YouTubers converse about travel. That's right. All right, at the bottom, question, are you going to sell MSC again? Maybe their new ship? Yes. It's been a while since I've been on MSC, and Meraviglia was the last one. They got a lot of great ships coming out, and I really want to go back on it. I just haven't had the opportunity. Again, that's another relationship I need to cultivate, or I just need to go ahead and book a cruise and go on there. But they got the new cruise ship coming out, so I would like to be on. There's a lot that's come out that I haven't been on. Seaside, Seashore. I've been on the seaside. So now we got the seashore and the seascape. And yes, I would love to go on any and all of those cruises. Question, best excursion for the Mexican Riviera, Mazatlan, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta sailing. Are you going to go to Cabo? Because I feel like I've lost this footage. I don't feel like I made the video of it. I really got to find it. I had a great excursion in Cabo. I got on a boat. I took a tender to the port in Cabo. I got on a boat. I went and saw the arch. Then I got off the boat and we went to a local glass factory where they were taking recycled glass and doing glass blowing, and it was amazing. There's a room there that blew my mind. And then they took us to a town where there was shopping, I think all for like $79. It was a great excursion. I would do that. Where did I go to the Malecon? I would do that. Puerto Vallarta, they got the Malecon there, and I can't remember what I did in Mazatlan. But yeah, any of those would be great. Great question. Let's see. Question, when you go on Icon of the Seas, will there be a video tour of the ultimate family townhouse? Embarkation Nation, I don't have anything scheduled to go on Icon of the Seas. I don't know. I don't really do that. Like, I'm kind of funny like this. Like, I like to show you guys as much as possible, but at the same time, I don't like to go and see stuff that I may not ever do because I don't want to be bummed out about it. Like, I think it would be cool to go see it, like a cabin that I may never stay in, but then at the same time, I'd be like, the next time I go to the balcony, I'll know that that cabin's there and I'm not in it. Somebody will cover it, obviously. That's the thing that I've been trying to find I've been in my mind, like creatively, I've been trying to figure out where my spot is when it comes to showing you guys stuff on cruise ships. Because there's a lot of great ship tour folks out there. Hard Travel comes to mind. The guy does the best ship tours out there. There's a lot of interesting vloggers out there. And I'm still trying to figure out what my space, like I like that vlog that I just put out because I feel like it wasn't really heavily edited, and I can do that. I like making the music and the transitions and all that stuff, but I really wanted you guys to feel like you were at the naming ceremony, and I thought that that's what the value of that vlog was. And I'm still trying to figure that out. So that would be more like I would, just me on a ship trying to show you pieces of the ship that are interesting to me would be that. I don't know if going and finding that double-decker townhouse with the slide in it would be my kind of vibe. Somebody's going to cover that. I just don't know if that's something that I'd be interested in covering. Great question. Alexander Shelton, thank you so much for the super chat. Are you looking forward to getting back on the Wonder we are getting off as you're getting on? I think so, because the experience on the Wonder was wild. Maybe I gave them too hard of a time. I caught a lot of grief a little bit on that review. But literally, I mean, we would go to a show and they would be like, this show's great eventually. Like, I hope you enjoyed this show. You really ought to come back and see it again. And that messaging bothered me. Like, why? No, like, I'm here now. Like, I just want to see the thing now. I don't want to come back. And so I think that's why a lot of people got invited back, because they did sit there and say, this is going to be really great when you can see the full show. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to, I'm going in with an open heart and an open mind, and I can't wait to see all of the stuff, see the full shows, and give it another shake. And hopefully I can come away with it and give it a good review. Excuse me. Let's see. Dwayne Plummer, what are the positives and negatives of staying with one cruise line if only sell Carnival? The positive is, as you build loyalty, they're going to give you perks. If you value those perks, it's really positive. But for me, the value of trying a bunch of different cruise lines is you really get to see what cruising is all about. And I feel like you got to at least try two, because what if Carnival is not the one that fits you the best and you're missing out every time you go on a cruise? Maybe you're missing out on some great cruise experience that you would like better. I think there's value in playing the field that way, but I don't think there's wrong. I don't think either path is wrong, right? If you like building up that loyalty, I did get excited that because of double points and stuff, I'm now diamond on Royal. I'm going to get that first level of perks where you get the 4 free drinks or whatever. That's pretty exciting. That's pretty cool. As somebody who doesn't buy the drink package but likes to have a drink every once in a while, I like the fact that I'm going to get 4 free drinks. It's not motivating me enough to say, okay, I'm only going to travel on Royal, but because I know, like I've never been on Silver Sea and I've never been on Oceana. I know there's some experience out there that's going to blow my mind. I may get on one of those cruises and it not blow my mind, but the fact that it's out there and I don't know makes me want to try different cruise lines. But if you're content and you really like what you're getting for the money on the one cruise line and you're happy with the loyalty and the perks, then there's nothing wrong with that either. So it's really just how you want to do it. I hope that makes sense. It's a great question. Let's see. Terry, looking forward to meeting you at the hotel before the group cruise in March of 2023. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't been doing too many pre-cruise meetups, so I don't know what the scenario is. We're finding it better when we have a big meetup on the ship because there's always a lot going on the night before. So I'm sure if we're around, Terry, we'll see you. I don't know if there's a meetup. Michael Wagner, question. Hey, Michael, how's my mom doing? She's doing good. She's COVID-free, and she sounds great. She's bounced back really good. Jenny's upper respiratory. She's gone through her whole antibiotic cycle, and so I feel like she's good. She just went to the doctor yesterday, and she got a clean bill of health, but she's still real hoarse from the whole process, so just trying to recover her voice a little bit. Question, if you could only cruise 2 cruise lines, which one would you choose? Kind of a shag, kill, and marry. I mean, I guess it's a cool hypothetical. I know that I don't have to do that, so it's hard. I guess if I was only going to cruise 2 cruise lines, I would cruise Carnival and Royal. I think they're going to give me the most, and the fact is I may love Norwegian Cruise Line right now more than either one of those, but I feel like if I could only go on 2 cruise lines for the rest of my life, they're going to continue to develop products that are going to be new and innovative and give me a broad experience, so Carnival and Royal. It's like Coke and Pepsi. I did just watch a great documentary. If you guys have Netflix, I didn't even remember this, but back in the 90s, Pepsi put a point system on their soda cans and their cartons, and you could turn the points in and get like sunglasses and t-shirts and a leather jacket. Well, they made a commercial where they said that you could get a Harrier jump jet for like a full-on military airplane for 7 million points, and some dude figured out how to do that. Some 20-year-old figured out how to get those points, and they wouldn't give him the jet. It's a really fascinating documentary. I would check that out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Camel tour in Cabo, well worth it. If they rescued came. Traveling Irishman, yeah. The Cabo blew my mind. Like I was so shocked at how developed and how cool Cabo was. Joan Bear, thank you so much for the super chat. Timothy Walters, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for being a leader in the community, and we love keeping us updated with the latest cruise news. Can't wait to meet you and Jenny and Jenny. Yeah, Timothy, we've been dancing this dance for a while, right? Like I know you around the way for 5 years, so I can't wait to actually meet you. And then Alexander, I answered your question about the Wonder. Thanks everybody for the super chat. I'll slide back down to the bottom, keep answering questions. Samuel Dotson, question. My next cruise is on the Freedom of the Seas. Have you ever sailed on her? And if so, what it's like? The problem now is I'm starting to like having trouble remembering. I don't think I've sailed on the Freedom of the Seas. I've sailed on kind of that size of ship for Royal. I like it. I like those Royal ships that have a promenade. I like the open space. Not everybody likes that. Sometimes people feel like the promenade spaces on Royal are like a mall. But I like the openness of it. I like the multi-deck open promenade because it makes me feel like I got plenty of room to breathe. I think you're going to have a blast. They got the Sorrento's Pizza there. They've got the piano bar. You can't go wrong with that. They have a pub there, so you're going to get the good entertainment. I believe Freedom has an ice skating rink on it, so I think you're going to get. It depends what you like to do. So for me, I'm happy all day going to comedy shows, ice skating shows, eating pizza, and gambling all night. That's my cruising vibe. I believe the pool deck's a good size there, so I think you're going to have a good time. Anybody been on the Freedom? Can you guys give Samuel some feedback on the Freedom? Freedom. Ooh, we got 1,000 people here, and we've got 905 likes. I think we're going to get to 1,000 likes. You guys are a rocking crowd. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes by 9:45. How about that? Ann Whipple, thank you so much for the super chat. Super chat, she's super chatty. Yow. Just seeing if there's other questions. No microwaves in the cabins. Do cabins have even single coffee makers? Or am I thinking about a hotel? I don't think most cabins have a single coffee maker. Or do they have a single? Have you guys been on a cruise ship with a single coffee maker? I might be in hotel land. Russell Yealy, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for all that you and Jenny do. We appreciate you, Russell. You made me, but you did make me so sad on the horizon. So we've only got these 3 group cruises left, and Russell they've cruised with us a few times. And at the end of that cruise, he goes, "This may be the last time I ever see you." I was like, wow. That's the heaviest thing anybody has said to me, but it's true. Like we all, all of our paths cross on these group cruises, and I never really thought about the finality of when I'm saying goodbye to somebody, that it may be the last time that I ever see them. So Russell, thank you for bumming me out. No, Russell, I hope to see you again, and thank you so much for the super chat. Super chat. Yeah, no coffee maker. Yeah, so maybe I have seen a coffee maker. Question: regular cove or regular balcony? Your suggestion. I would probably take the cove because it's going to be less sunny. I don't like a fully exposed a lot of sun, because sometimes that can make it impossible to use the balcony. If you happen to just be on the wrong side and the sun's hitting you all the time and it's hot and you're in the Caribbean and you don't like it, that may mess you up. But at least the cove offers some shade sometimes. So that's probably what I would pick. That's a great question. Mario DePico. Thank you so much for the super chat. I just got off the NCL Sky for the 13th time. I feel at home with that small ship, small and intimate. Do you have a favorite ship where you feel at home at? I've only repeated a ship twice. I was on the Liberty twice, and I was on the Harmony twice. I like them all. So, I mean, I'm sure there's ships that I would be happy to go back on. But I tell you, the ship, I'm so much in love with the one that I'm with. I fall in love easily like that. I had a great time on the Carnival Horizon. We did the Vista this year. We've done the Panorama. No, we did the Vista a couple years ago. We did the Panorama this year, and we did the Horizon. And the more I'm on that class of ship, that Vista class, I really like it. I like it a lot. I used to really say that the Oasis of the Seas was my favorite ship, and I did have a good time. This year I was on the Harmony and the Allure, and I've been on the Wonder. But it's, again, I don't know. It's good. I think it's good that you have a ship that you're in love with and that you know where everything is at. But I do like the exploration of the new ship. But I came away from the Horizon, like Jenny and we talked about it, and I was like, wow, I really like the way this ship is laid out. So I was excited when I was on the Celebration, because when we were on the Mardi Gras the year previous, it was full-on group cruise mode. I didn't get to explore any of the specialty dinings. I never made it to the top deck to see the roller coaster. That's how crazy it was last year on the Mardi Gras. So I'm looking forward to I was getting a really fun vibe when I was on the Celebration. I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to spend a week on the ship. So again, I like the newness of it. So that was a great question. Thank you for the super chat. Brad Doherty, thank you for the super chat. Question: first cruise with my family, Christmas cruise on Harmony of the Seas. Any tips for not doing excursions at Nassau, St. Martin, or San Juan? Like what to do in the place of that? Nassau is great. I like to get off at Nassau and just go to the Pirate Republic. I don't know if anybody drinks beer in your family, but it's a nice microbrew. It's about a block away from the Starbucks. I like to do that. I've never been to the Queen's Staircase, which is a popular thing to walk to in Nassau. Nassau's a little crazy though. There's a lot of vendors on the street. It's a little aggressive. And then the other thing that we did there is we took a water taxi over to the Atlantis side, over to Paradise Island. That was cool too. And that's kind of non-excursion stuff. St. Martin, I've never done anything but excursions, but you could probably take a cab to Maho Beach, and watching those airplanes land at Maho Beach is really a unique experience. You could do that not on an excursion. And then San Juan is just a great place to walk around. Find some local food there, walk to the old fort. You don't need an excursion in San Juan, but it's a lot of fun. So I think you have a great time. All 3 of those ports are some of my favorites. Thank you, Brad, for the super chat. Appreciate it. All right, question: do I like smaller ships? I like all ships, Daniel. I mean, I'm not a respecter of persons. I am not a respecter of ships. I like them small. I like them big. I love a cruise ship. So Timothy Walters, big ship or small ship, and why? I answered this a little bit earlier. If I'm going to choose, if I only can choose one, I'm going to choose the bigger ships because I feel like they're going to give me more offerings from an entertainment and a food perspective and a space perspective. Even though they put more people on it, I find on bigger ships I can find myself places to be alone and in quiet places on bigger ships easier than smaller ships because there's more venues and more places to tuck around. But I like them both. Like I said, I had a great time on the Liberty earlier this year. But yeah, if push comes to shove and I can only choose a size, I'm going bigger ship. Also, I don't get motion sickness, but I know people do. Traditionally, bigger ships are more stable than smaller ships. Oh, we got to 1,000 likes. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Let's see. Karen Baxter says, as a plane enthusiast, my dream is to go to those islands. So, yeah, it was really cool. Like the day I went to Maho, no huge jet landed over us, but a bunch of big planes. It was pretty freaky. I like it. Also, I think on the bigger ships, the internet may be better. So I don't know. I have not been on Margarita Johnson. I have not been on Holland America. Pros and cons. I've been trying to work with Holland America. We had a press trip with Holland America lined up earlier in this year, and it got messed up by a hurricane. And well, let me just say this. Let me just tease this. I have been in contact with Holland America again, or they contacted me again. So there may be something in the works. I can't talk about it right now, but I may be on one of those damn ships before you know it. And I'm excited. I'm ready to go. And you know what the thumbnail is going to be. It's going to be, am I too young? Am I too young for Holland America? It's going to be my big fat head on there, just standing there with my hands like this with one of those, thumbnail faces. Am I too young for Holland America? And I can't wait to explore it. Can't wait to explore it. What do I think of Carnival bringing Venezia to New York? I'm not happy. I don't have enough skin in the game to be happy or unhappy about a cruise ship going anywhere. I think it's great. I think the fact that you're going to have kind of an Italian-based ship that's different that you can try. But again, if you don't like it, there's going to be other ships that you can pick. So I'm indifferent to it. I'm not mad about it. What makes you mad about it? Like you just don't did you get switched out? And I know they did switch out. I could understand if you were planning on going on the Magic and you got switched out for a ship. I've seen that happen. I've gotten some emails that way, so I understand that. But just in general, as somebody that doesn't have any skin or a booking on either of those, yeah, bring more ships to New York. Random advice guy. I should be asking you questions. Thank you so much for the super chat. Just booked the celebration for May the 7th. Help me tell my wife, Marlinda, that it will be money well spent. Love the show. Marlinda, it will be money well spent. How about that? Especially if you like cruising. If you don't like cruising, it may be the worst money you've ever spent in your life. But other than that, I think it'll be great. Just take extra money, go to the casino, and win it all back. I think it can happen. Let's see. That's right. Am I too young for this damn ship? That will be the clicky title, the clickbaity title. Let's see. Questions. Royal greater than Princess on internet speed. The fastest internet I've had on a ship in 2022 was on the Sky Princess. The Sky Princess was super fast. Now, it's going to be interesting to see as Starlink rolls out on all these different cruise ships how fast it will be. But I'm back on Sky Princess in a couple weeks. Do you guys like it when I cruise with Don? Don and I will be together on the Wonder, and then we'll be on the Sky Princess together. We booked the Sky Princess because we're trying to show cruising to Jenny's brother, Steve. I love hanging out with Steve, and I can't wait to go on this cruise. But Jenny let it leak to Don that we were going on this cruise, so he's going too. So I'm getting a Jenny's brother and Don cruise on the Sky Princess after Don and I do the Wonder. So it should be fun. Don and I are trying to cook up some stuff. I love cruising. Like I had so much fun last night hanging out with Doug Parker and hanging out with Sharon at Sea. But then there was a lot of people that I've met over the last year that I didn't really get to hang out with. But like Ben from Cruise Fever and Heidi and Don from Eat Sleep Cruise. There was just a lot of people on there. There were people that I don't know that I know are creators that cool to meet. It was such a good time. I love any time when creative people are around. It's always fun. Is Starlink a higher frequency or something? So Stacy, I don't want to nerd out too much, but it uses low orbit satellites. And so the way the internet works on a cruise ship, they have high orbit satellites, and that's how the internet signal, it bounces up into space, all the way out the atmosphere, and then it goes back down to where an ISP is, where the data is, so you can get hooked into the internet. Then it has to make that trip back. And so that's why it's slow, because you're really going out into space with instead of a wire running under the ground on fiber optics, flashes of light, you're really using radio transmissions into space to get your internet. Now, what Starlink does, so where if you've got high orbit satellites, Starlink has a lower orbit satellite. It builds a mesh around the globe, and it makes a quicker speed. I think that makes sense. If that's not your thing, I used to work in IT. I kind of live in that space, but yeah, that's why it works better. Daryl Hemphill, question: I like watching cruise ships too. Awesome, yeah. Cruise ships are the best, man. Question from Jill: have I ever tried the teppanyaki on a Carnival ship? I don't know that I've tried the teppanyaki on a Carnival ship. On the Horizon, I did the sushi quite a bit. I've done teppanyaki on MSC. I've done teppanyaki on Royal. I haven't, in the different teppanyakis, I've done it on Princess. On the different teppanyakis I've done on cruise ships, there's not been a vast difference. So I would assume that the Carnival's pretty good. I know their sushi was great. We had a great couple lunches at Bonsai Sushi, so that was really good. Yes, NJ785. Me and Gary Bembridge should collaborate. I've talked to Gary. We know each other virtually. We've had some very positive conversations. I kid with him that I'm trying to track him down and pass him subscribers. Of course, he's 100,000 ahead of me. But yeah, that's one person I really want to collaborate with. We've had a lot of good exchanges, and I hope someday that we can go deeper. The guy's got a really busy schedule. I got a really busy schedule. It just hasn't worked out yet. So fingers crossed that something in 2023 will happen where we can spend some more time with Gary. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. Question: Hola from Valencia, Spain. Do I speak Spanish, Italian, German, and French? No. That's still an interesting thing about U.S. culture. Normally, we have to take 2 years of a language when we're in high school, and then sometimes you have to carry that on into college. Where I feel like in Europe, you guys speak multiple languages from a very young age. So I've had 2 years of French a long time ago, and I speak very little of any of it. But yeah, I wish I was more fluent in more languages, but I guess we're fortunate that English is fairly well adopted in most places around the world, and maybe that's one of the reasons why we don't push ourselves to learn more languages, but it's a good challenge. I think we should. Let's see. Stacy Bertrand, this is my first year listening, watching you. It's been a real joy. You're so real and entertaining. Thank you so much. I feel very lucky that I have the opportunity to try to be entertaining. I think that's what people don't understand sometimes is so much of what creators do as we go forward is we're just trying stuff, right? Like the mission stays the same, right? So like my mission statement is to create something from nothing on a daily basis to educate, entertain, and inform, which is almost the same as educate. The way that works out, though, is always different. It's always experimenting. It's always trying things, from trying different thumbnails and different titles and different presentation styles. And so it's wild. Sometimes you'll experiment with something and people will freak right out. And you're like, oh, I'm just trying something. I'm just trying to do my best. And so it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing and thank you guys for liking it. It makes me excited. Let's see. Who is my barber, hairdresser? Love your hair. I just go to the Supercuts or the Great Clips, and I just tell them to cut it into a 2 and leave enough hair that I can put it in the middle like that. Let's see. Am I planning to release new merch such as shirts? Yeah, Jen, there's always a list of stuff to work on. I did get some shirts done during Halloween for our cruise and stuff like that. I had some goals to maybe make some Christmas themed stuff, and I sat down to do some ideation, some ideal stuff on it, and I never came up with it. Yeah, I wish I could make new designs every month, but I want them to be uniquely us. And so that comes from Jenny and I's mind, and so we try not to farm that kind of, thought process out. And so yeah, hopefully in the new year there'll be more merch. Yeah, Great Clips. Wanda, yeah, Great Clips. I think the one I go to a lot is Supercuts. There's a Supercuts near us. Doug Hill, I love your channel. Find the last minute super cheap cruises for a solo cruiser. I don't know that there's any secrets. Again, like Black Friday, there's going to be some sales, but you just got to look. You almost just have to look every day. I don't really have any secrets. Again, I don't book most of the stuff. I'm fortunate that Jenny is so involved on the travel side, that she's got the travel business. So whenever I get a hankering to do something, I just say, Jenny, can you figure out how we can do this? So yeah, I don't have any great tips for that. Anybody got any good tips for finding last minute deals? Work with a travel agent and then make sure you can ask your travel agent to find you a deal. But yeah. Let's see. Question: are you going on Don's April the 1st Princess group cruise? We are. Bob will. I don't have any plans yet. I got to sync up with Don and figure out all the stuff that he's doing. But yeah, I don't have any Yeah, ugly sweater would be good. Let's see. Question: Jubilee has some stuff on their floor plans that say coming soon. Would it be safe to compare it to Mardi Gras to guess what it will be? Well, I mean, like the three things I saw last night or day before yesterday on the celebration were different than the Mardi Gras. So I would wait and see, because I think they'll make those ships unique. The other thing that was neat about the celebration is they had components from past Carnival ships on there, like the blue Rolls Royce was there from the Ecstasy that just went to the scrapyard. The speed controls things that Doug was playing with in that hallway there, that came from another cruise ship. So I think coming soon really means coming soon. I don't know if it would be comparable to the Mardi Gras or not. Let's see. Question from Tess. Any idea why port fees and taxes are so much higher, about triple, when cruising out at NYC? Yeah, it's whatever the city charges, right? So I'm assuming that everything's more expensive in New York. And I would say that the pier space is probably at a premium in New York, because that's one of the major, entryways into the country. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to cost more to sail out of New York than like a Mobile or something like that. It's whatever the agreements are between the city and the cruise line. So, but it makes sense to me that New York would be more expensive. James Derrick, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for all the cruise news and love your views. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm hoping that adding that and my views kind of, the challenging thing for me, and this is probably, there's 1,000 of us here, so I don't think that we might be able to solution this. The hardest thing I have to do on a daily basis is use the least amount of words to convey that there's an interesting story behind the thumbnail. And the other thing that's hard is to say there's probably 5 stories behind the thumbnail. And the other thing that's challenging to say is that in addition to all that, I'm going to goof off and talk about stuff that I'm interested in. And so the gateway to the content is the thumbnail and the title. And so that's my challenge every day, is like, what can I say to get the most people to look behind the curtain and see all those things that are going on? And I'm still trying to crack the code. I changed up thumbnails last week trying to figure it out. I've never done a New Year's cruise. Sam, we were supposed to do a New Year's cruise and had to cancel. But yeah, I would love to do one. Thank you. Look, I had that jacket from, I guess, when I worked, and I've been wearing those pants though, like on the last cruise. Those pants are really comfortable. And then I just had on a black t-shirt. So that look worked out okay. Those shoes were not the most comfortable. They fit me. They're Rockports. They're wide shoes, but I hadn't really worn them enough to break them in. And man, I did 10,000 steps. My feet hurt the next morning. What was your favorite thing on the breeze? Gosh, I didn't really like the breeze like coming away from it, because I thought it was the way that you moved around the breeze was too congested. I think I liked the coffee area on the breeze. Casino was good on the breeze, and the theater. Which theater do they have? They don't have the liquid lounge set up, do they? I don't know. Ocean Plaza was pretty good, and of course the breeze has a guy's burger, which is nice. Question: when is your next group cruise? It is in January, at the end of January, out of New Orleans on the Breakaway. You can see all of our group cruise listings and where they're going at lalidaloca.com/group cruise. Frank King, thank you so much for the super chat. I'll do a little call to action. Let me make sure I got everybody. Look, I'm glad that there's 965 of you here. I don't know if everybody is subscribed. I am trying to get to 18 million subscribers, but more importantly than that, more importantly than what I need, what you need is to get the cruise news in your face as soon as possible on a daily basis. And the way to do that is to be a subscriber. Like, if you want to stay up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. There you go. Thank you for the super chat. And there's some jazz hands for you. The jazz hands. Question: do you like visiting Mexican ports? I'm not a Mexico fan. We stay on the ship. I like going to Cozumel. There's always something fun to do there. The ports on the Costa Maya is even fun. You can just knock around in that port and get some interesting food, and you don't have to go very far, and you can look at the cruise ships from a distance, have a cervezas, which is nice. Yeah, again, it's you have a choice everywhere you go. Like, if you love staying on the ship, then that's perfect too. I don't think I just dislike a place because it's a place, right? Like, I think you can have fun anywhere you go. It just depends how you want to do it. I really enjoyed the Mexican Riviera ports, like the Cabo and the Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta. I still can't say that word right. that town right. But again, it's, if you love staying on the ship, that's fine. And I don't think that anything's wrong with it. It just depends how, I don't guess I would ever say, oh, I don't like these ports, I don't like those ports. You can like whatever you want to like. I think that's true for me. But no, that's good. Good question. Let's see. Question, what is your favorite thing about the Odyssey of the Seas going on her on Valentine's Day? I really enjoyed the Odyssey. Of course, that's where I met Chris Wong, so I had a good time in the casino there. The Odyssey had the Effectors show, which was the same show that I saw in Spectrum of the Seas. I like the Odyssey for that show because it's very unique. They fly drones in the main theater. Very cool. They have that 270 room, which is a multi-purpose room at the aft of the ship, and they have a great show in there. And I like the fact that they really try hard to have multi-purpose spaces. Like the Seaplex has bumper cars and laser tag and pickleball and basketball, and they've done a really great job of being innovative on Odyssey. I think you're gonna have a great time. It's a little not as wide as an Oasis class ship. I like it. I liked it quite a bit. Traveling Irishman, thank you so much. What about cruising makes you love it so much? I love the fact that, so one of my favorite things to do is eat. How about that? I like entertainment. I like to gamble, and I like water. I like being on the water. And so normally all of those things outside of cruising cost you money independently. If you want to go eat good food, it costs you money. If you want to go, imagine this. Imagine you go on a family vacation to Gatlinburg or something. In Nashville, you used to go to Gatlinburg a lot. A lot of great shows in Gatlinburg. They got the Hatfields and the McCoys. It's a lot of kind of mountain type shows, but every show costs $40 or $50. If you want to go to the comedy club, it's $20. If you want to go to the Hatfields and McCoy and take your whole family, it's $200. If you want to go to the Knights table, one of those, it's $200. So I like the fact that you can go on a cruise ship and you can see a ton of entertainment, live music. You can see aqua shows, you can see ice skating, you can see comedians, you can see Broadway shows. All that's included for the price that you pay, which is amazing. You get to eat food. You get a buffet included. You get main dining room food that people are going to come serve you like it's your restaurant, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. And then if you like the casino, there's the casino. So all of those aspects that they're all included in one price. And the other thing I like about it is there's enough to do on a cruise ship that whoever you're traveling with, you're not forced to do the same thing. That is the most annoying thing to me on a land-based vacation, is to try to get 10 people to want to do the same thing. The beautiful thing about cruising is, like, if we don't all want to do the same thing, I'll just meet you for dinner. And it's a beautiful thing. But that's a great question. I hope that helps. Favorite NCL ship so far, I would say it's a toss-up between the Joy and the Encore. They were both great. I think I like the Encore in Alaska this past year. Thanks, Russell. Yeah, no, I mean, it's somebody asked me the other day, like, well, how long are you going to be interested in cruising? It's like, I don't know, as long as those things are still true, then I guess forever. Let's see. In addition to the listed costs, what could add up? So, John, the best, I think it's true. So if you're going on the kind of the lines that are in your face, Carnival Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, Norwegian Cruise Line, MSC, I would call those the big four, Disney. When you go on a cruise, when you book your cabin, you're going to get a place to sleep. You're going to pay for ports and tax fees. That's going to happen on the front end. You have to pay an assigned gratuity. And then once you get on the cruise ship, you don't have to spend any other money. Now, one way you're going to spend money if you drink alcohol. That's basically additional on most cruise lines. There's going to be some that you pay more money and your alcohol is included, but for the most part, you're going to have to pay extra for alcohol. If you want a better quality of food, like if you want kind of going out to the Outback or whatever restaurant you call specialty dining, that's going to cost you extra. It's not really super expensive, but it's an interesting dilemma. Do I want to pay money for food when there's an abundance of food that's already included? That people go through that process all the time. You can spend extra money there. People spend extra money on pictures. People spend extra money in the casino. And then if you want to do the tours or the excursions, those all cost extra money. But you could go, like the first time we went on a cruise, I was resolved to not spending any money, and I think my first cruise, our bill was $42 beyond what we paid for the cabin. Question, where did I grow up? Born in Indiana, lived there for 5 years, lived in Illinois for a few years, moved to Southwest Virginia, to coal mining country for a few years. By the time I was 14 years old, I was in Nashville, Tennessee. Gosh, I love Nashville, Tennessee. And I lived in Nashville until I was, I don't know. I can't remember when so we started cruising when I was 46. And I think we moved in 2013. I think I lived in Nashville for close to 40 years, 30 or 40 years. 14 to probably 42 or 43. Nashville's my home. I guess that's probably the easiest way to answer that question. I love you. Okay, this is great. Joya says, I love your news videos, but why don't you show more of your travel? So my challenge as somebody who is programming a daily show, if I could make multiple shows a day, that would be different. That's what I did today. I made multiple shows. But as somebody who is programming a show, I can make on the ship travel videos. I can make vlogs, but I can also make that daily news show. And I have to decide what the most amount of people want to watch and find value in and find entertaining. And I have to also say, if I want to continue to reach a broader audience, what kind of show can I make to reach the broader audience? I've tested it all out. The daily news show, my cruise news, and my views are by far what is best received by everybody. I know there are people that love the vlogs, but when I make a vlog, like if you go look right now, the vlog that I put out tonight, they give you a list of all of your videos. It's in 10th place. Like the vlog will not perform at the same level as the cruise news and views. So it's a simple programming thing. I can make all kinds of stuff, but I'm gonna make what is most satisfying to the most amount of people. And that's why I make the new show. I love making the new show. I mean, it scratches a ton of itch for me. I love researching. I love trying to be funny in the moment. I love trying to just hold your attention just with me and not showing you a bunch of stuff. But I also had a really good time making that vlog. So I'm gonna try to make days where I'm watching the numbers to see if it's valuable to have 2 videos in one day. And if so, maybe I'll make some more travels. But, we did that. That's how we started. And so much more response to cruise news and views than just a travel vlog. And you got to think about it, right? Like, we went on the Carnival Liberty. How much of the broad audience, there's people that don't cruise Carnival. There's people that's not going to be on the Liberty. It's very specific amount of people that are looking for those vlogs. So it kind of makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Hope that question makes sense. Let's see. Wanda, that's very sweet. I just believe in it, right? I believe in trying to do the best I can and working hard, and I feel very lucky to do what I do. So thank you. That was a very kind compliment. Question, what are your thoughts on the continuous shuffler on the blackjack table? I don't like it, Wesley. I think I've done better on shoe. Here's the thing. So Royal Caribbean, they will deal out of a shoe. When I was on Carnival, everything was dealt out of an automatic shuffler. Maybe there was 1 or 2 games that had a shoe. But I like the shoe because it gives you a break. Like once you get through the shoe, you can step back from the table. You can look at your phone. You can reassess whether you want to keep playing blackjack or not. Continual shuffler, man, you're just in it. You're just in it the whole time. And again, it does funky things with the math. So I don't like it. They have the continuous shuffler because, well, it's better for the casino. Frankie Floyd, question. We've been to Bimini twice. What are your thoughts about it? I am thinking it's going to be the place to go, aka Cranky Frankie. I only went there one time on Virgin. They had their beach club that was included there. It was awesome. I don't know if all the other resorts in Bimini are awesome, but that Virgin Voyages beach club was awesome. So if you're a beach person, I'm not really fun in the sun. Like I don't really like to be out in the sun. I don't like being outside as a life thing. Like I will stay in, or I will stay in shade or something like that. I could care less about going beach day. But I enjoyed the Bimini Beach Club. They had some nice shaded areas. They had good food. But Bimini seemed really pretty. It seemed really nice if you're a beach person. I think you're right. I think Bimini's the place to go. Bimini is D Hicks 3406. I'm on Liberty every year. Hi Tony and Jenny. Hi Tony and Jenny. Forrest Gump voice. Yeah, I liked it. I had a good time. That was the first ship I repeated, and it was good. It was good. Yeah, Jennifer, I miss Cruise Wars also. I mean, it was fun too, but that gets a little challenging. We did a lot of episodes, and what happened is a lot of people started copying that format, and I don't like to be in that. I don't like to be what everybody else was doing. Like it really turned me on. Like imitation is the highest form of flattery. But then at some level, it's a little annoying. Like how lazy are people that they just start copying the format? And so if everybody's out there copying the format, then I want to do something else. Then you can copy that. I always want to be pushing the forward on it. And So that's even like with the cruise news and views, right? Like I like the news, but I'm trying to figure out how I can evolve that show to make it more, right? Like I've been looking at the age group that watches the show, and how can I make relevant, references that we all connect with? I had a blast, and thanks to Wanda from Cruising for Food, I had a blast today talking about that turkey. Like, it was so fun to me to pull that turkey up. I don't know, like, I got a big kick out of it. I don't know that everybody else does, but yeah. Cruise Wars was fun, man. Wasn't that a cool original, that stupid green screen and those 20-sided dice, and Cruise Wars, where we go to war weekly over the hottest cruises, over the hottest topics in cruising. It had a great tagline, great connection point. I liked it. Jen, we're all in different places now, and Jenny's really been working on building the travel business, and I have such a passion for being in your face, and that's hard to sustain. We've been doing it for over 5 years, and so I love Jenny to be on when Jenny wants to be on, but I would never ask her to be on when she doesn't want to be on, that kind of thing. Let's see. It's 10:03. Well, so Nurse Nancy, I try not to step on her show, but I think she's on a cruise right now. We can go a few more minutes if you like. Again, I got to get off here, and I think one of my daughter Marissa is here waiting for me to destroy her at some sort of game that they were board gaming it this week. A question from Miranda. After driving 15 hours from West Tennessee to Miami next week for the celebration, where's the best place to park? So Miranda, I've been parking at the port at Miami. It's a little expensive, but I like the fact that I can just get in the car and leave. Where have I parked at in Miami before? I stayed at a hotel one time. I usually try to get a park and stay. Anybody know any good, like, reliable, safe parking in Miami? I'm probably a bad example for it. And we're trying to decide what to do this week, whether we're going to drive to the port, where we're going to park at the port, or whether we're going to do a park and stay. But I like parking at the port. I don't mind paying up a little bit for the convenience of getting in my car and just being able to get the heck out of there after the cruise is over. Okay, so Nautical Nurse Nancy's there. I'll get off of here. And yeah, we haven't had any dinner or anything. Sports book on the ship yet? Princess has a sports book that you can do from the app, and then I think there's a spot in the casino. So yeah, Dennis, that's happening. Let's see. Notice cruise lines are offering more bookings of 5 nights or less. Do you think it's more lucrative cycling through the people? Yeah, so like if you look at prices, that's a great question from Captain's Table MDR. The price per night on a short cruise is typically more expensive or higher than a price per night of a longer cruise. So like if you look at a 30-day cruise, you will see that price per night drop. So definitely, I mean, you're probably going to get a bigger spend out of people that are staying on a cruise for 7 days or more. But, if you get people on a cruise for 4 or 5 days, I think you're like, Norwegian's really killing it right now. They figured out that by having people pay 120 days out, that they're going to get people to spend more money on the cruise ship. So it's an interesting strategy. They're keeping their prices high. They're having you pay your final payment a good distance away from when you actually travel, because in their minds, you're going to refill your wallet so that when you get on the cruise ship, you're going to spend a lot of money. So, but yeah, I think it's true. I think it's cheaper, the longer cruises, than the per night than another one. All right. I guess that's it. What did we end up with? 1,100 likes, still 900 people here. Thank you guys for coming out. It's been tough because we've been traveling, so we haven't had a weekly live show. And again, we're about 5 years into the live show, so sometimes it's hard to get the motivation to come live every week. And sometimes you have to take a little break. So I think we've been taking a little bit of a break. But so we'll be on the cruise next week, and I'm gonna watch and see how this vlog does tonight. So go give this vlog some love, and maybe I'll be able to put up a couple extra vlogs. I really enjoyed the camera setup that I had on the ship with my iPhone and the other Sony camera that I've been using. I also have the 360 cam, so I like it. I like making them, but again, I want to give you guys what's going to be watched the most. So it's a balancing act that I'm always trying to work on. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. One more chance to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Gloria Nelson, thank you so much for the super chat for the turkey fund. I got the biggest turkey, 22 pounds. I don't even like turkey, but how did it turn out? Let's see how the poll turned out. I don't like turkey, 13%, baked turkey, traditional baked turkey, 68%, and well, fried turkey night. It's comeuppance. We'll have to do this poll again next year to see if it's any higher. But everybody, have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great Black Friday. Get yourself some cruise deals. Buy some Lego. I mean, everybody. Let me show you what I got. So you know the Pac-Man ghost that I already have. I was in Target yesterday and I just randomly found this on a shelf. Normally $30. It says $20 on the sticker. When I scanned it, it was $7. So I got another Pac-Man ghost to put in the mix. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's that time of year when you can go into a store and get all kinds of crazy deals. So have a great Thanksgiving week, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. On behalf of the lovely Jenny B, my name's Tony B. We are La Lita Loca. And well, until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.